So good morning, everybody. My name is Tim Ealer. I hope you're all doing well today. We got some rainfall down here in Texas and, other areas here with maybe some snow further than north and freezing rain. Hope you're all doing well today. We got the cold weather and potential snow we're going to talk about here next, um, and where that's going to set up. It's still quite uncertain about heavy snowfall, especially in the south, of where it would be. So we'll delve into that. Like my video if you like it. Subscribe and share with your friends. And we'll get started with the current hazards next. As far as current hazards go, let me change the map here to a darker map. So not a lot going on today. Overlaid with this radar, you can see why we have certain hazards where we do. So we've got a short wave moving through the flow in the southern tier of the U.S. here. Another system up in the upper Midwest. And some showers and snow showers up here in Montana this morning. So winter weather advisory just for some snow here, mixed precip. And with additional snow accumulations up to 1 inch. Special weather statement further south, patchy light rain and drizzle. Maybe some leftover ice as this transitions to all rain, right? Winter weather advisory on the lee side of the lakes here. Light freezing drizzle. Okay, so not really a lake effect snow event, at least not right now. Some marine warnings off the coast here. And Georgia, we have the special weather statement for fires, fire danger in this area. And for the south, freeze warning, frost advisories, so just cold weather advisories, which we'll see a lot of in the coming days here. Out west, we got some different high wind warnings into Montana. Let's see here, we got localized wind gusts up to 75 miles per hour in some areas here. And some, what's this here? Wind advisory, stagnant air advisories here. Flood watch way up to the north here, North Washington, Northern Washington State. Los Angeles looks like we're still going to be have the chance for high winds, gusts up to 60 miles per hour here, and some different looks like high surf advisories and some, let's see what this is, cold weather advisories as well, with temps between 33 and 36. So with the possibility of it get below freezing in those areas. So what do the temperatures look like this morning? It's definitely not 113 up here near Toronto. That's not a valid reading. Below freezing for Georgia here, right? But overall, not brutally cold. Actually, warmer out in the Midwest here than it is in the South. So kind of a weird temperature contrast here. Even along the west coast here, highs and the lows in the right now there's 30s and 40s. Even in Portland, in the Portland area, you're freezing this morning. But overall, not brutally cold right now, but that's going to change in the next couple of days. All right, so let's be mindful of that as we go through the work week. So what's going on in Georgia today? Well, we got a fire danger statement for central Georgia today, generally from Columbus, west, eastward towards Dublin. Relative humidities will be lower today, so and dry, and winds will be quite light, but want to make sure you don't burn today, because yeah, you don't want to do that, and the fire gets spread pretty quick with dry fuels today. So for a little bit further on here, the Thursday, the expectation is to have multiple pushes of cold air coming through the state. And sorry, I'm having some indigestion here this morning. uh, temperatures will be 5 to 15 degrees below average through the weekend across north and central Georgia. Highs generally in the 30s to 40s and lows in the teens to 20s. And this is wind chills that are expected Thursday morning. Way up to the north here, 5 to 10 degrees. That's brutal for this area. So be mindful of that, all right? So protect pets, people, pets, plants, and pipes here. And for today, we got temperatures generally in the 60s to mid 50s, mid to upper 50s further to the north. Sunny skies tonight, generally in the mid to upper 30s for most of the state, approaching freezing in northwest Georgia, northeast Georgia, excuse me, with the possibility of some showers here further to the in the far southwest corner of the state. Excuse me. So tomorrow, generally highs in the 50s, right, with some rain chances, although not a lot of rain chances. Generally 15 to 40%, but the far northwest corner has the highest chances of rain tomorrow. So those of you who want to know about snow here, percent chance of 0.1 inch of snowfall or more through Thursday at 7 p.m. here. Generally in the Atlanta area, not a high chance here, but a chance nonetheless. You get far northeast Georgia. This is where you really start getting the probabilities here of at least a dusting of snowfall or a little bit more than that. So don't play into the hype that we're going to have massive amounts of snow in the next couple of days. That's not the case here. As far as temperatures go, there's going to be a wide range of temperatures here. Multiple pushes of colder air through the January 21st. At least according to this model here, the European ensemble, right? Through the 21st, generally in the 50s, you get 50s and then highs in the 40s on Thursday for middle Georgia, which is brutally cold. And then it warms up some to slightly above average temperatures for highs and lows here. We get towards the end of the month. So what does the day to 3 to 7 U.S. hazards outlook look like? Well, we got this chance of high winds still the 15th and 16th in the northern tier of the U.S., north central high plains, northern high plains and central high plains here, generally east of the Rockies. Heavy snow up here in Alaska, high winds, and heavy precip further south here. So as we go towards the end of the month here, this is 8 to 14-day hazards outlook. We have the return of a slight risk of heavy rainfall here, the 22nd through the 26th of January. With the snow potential, generally along the Appalachians, risk of heavy snow, and along the lakes here, they're pretty much for the whole period here. So could have some repeated rounds of heavy snow during this period. Risk of high winds. Don't have anything on the map here, so that's different than lately. It hadn't been that way for a while. And temperatures looking like different areas here, the 20th through the 21st and the 24th through the 26th. Look to have below normal temps, slight risk here. And further south, the 20th through the 21st, all the way to central Georgia. As far as the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, we've been talking about this for several days now. Colder than average temperatures expected, generally bisecting the nation here. So all the eastern U.S., generally to the east of the Mississippi, to parts of the northern high plains, above normal temps out west, and Alaska, depending where you're at, southern Alaska above, northern Alaska below, Hawaii above, and Aleutian Island chain above as well. Precip chances still below normal for a good portion of the western U.S. with near normal precip amounts expected in the gray areas and below normal in the south into the mid-Atlantic, maybe above normal up in Maine, Great Lakes area, northern high plains, northern Alaska, central Alaska, and below normal southern Alaska, near normal to above normal in Aleutian Island and in Hawaii. So moving through the 8 to 14 day period here towards the end of the month, transition to maybe above normal temps further to the east here, northwest flow continuing here, and where this boundary sets up, we could have the potential for some heavy snow, and freezing precip with near normal temperatures between near normal to below normal in Alaska, above, trending above to likely above, further to the east in the Big Island here in Hawaii. Aleutian Island looks like above for the whole Aleutian Island chain here. And 8 to 14 day precip. And this is what we're talking about with the precip chances and hazards increasing for the south here, trending above for this area, near normal in the gray areas. So most of the nation either normal or above, which is a big change from the week before. Further to the south in Florida, trending below normal precip, and Alaska, northern Alaska, central above to near normal, further to the south and below normal, even further to the south here to above and near normal, depending on where you're at in the Aleutian Island chain and above in the Hawaiian Islands. Now we get into the week 3 to 4 temperature outlook. We got the northwest flow continuing here. Pretty much looks like the other outlook we just had, the 8 to 14 day temperature outlook, right? So the northwest flow continues, and then we're projecting, at least right now, below normal temps for Alaska, above for Hawaii, equal chances for above and below, depending on where you're at in the Aleutian Island chain. Precip, northwest corridor here of the U.S., looking to be above, and maybe in the mid-Atlantic above as well. The rest of the nation equal, and below in these areas in the northeast and around the Great Lakes, below to equal to above in parts of Hawaii, depending where you're at. Above in the Hawaiian Islands, equal chances to below, depending where you're at in the Aleutian Island chain as well. So starting off the analysis of the potential snowfall here, we're going to start off Thursday morning. All right, this is the European model. You see cold air just pushing through the northwest flow here and a deep trough, right, with a low potentially developing offshore here. And you see where the potential for snow is here, generally in this area, right? But not looking like it's going to be, it's going to really do much as far as a nor'easter type storm, at least with this model run, okay? That system lifts out. I have a broad trough again moving through the flow here. And you see what happens further to the south here. We have maybe some moisture associated with it, but and some energy here, right? Just snow flying everywhere. And I'm going to go with a 500 millibar vorticity, which will show the energy in the atmosphere. And that moves through. We have another northwest flow and another whiff, really, for any kind of potential snow, like nor'easter type excuse me, event. Um, and this is next Tuesday, right? So we're gonna have to keep an eye on this area in the south um, for changes in the forecast through the weekend. Another cold push of air go through the Martin Luther King Day. A lot of enhancement offshore here, but generally northwest flow really just dominating here. And you get further out here to the 22nd, you see this overrunning moisture here, right? Excuse me. And the potential for some snow further to the north here. You see where the boundary of the cold air is, right? Another part of the country. Get towards the end of this period. This is where this whole thing blows up, right? I mean, you have a CAD wedge in place, overrunning moisture here, freezing rain, sleet, all kind of stuff going on here. So, you know, at least in the short term, and also won't forget you guys out west, got snowfall in the with cold air in place here as well for a good portion of the western U.S., right? And this is where this heavy rainfall potential comes into play here from the Climate Prediction Center as well. This could be a potentially really nasty event here if this plays out. And then we have kind of a pattern change again with an onshore flow resuming here with potential for freezing precip along the west coast, but this is pretty far out, so we'll keep an eye on it here. So when we analyze the European, it's very similar to the GFS here, although there's different placement and different features, and small changes to this placement can be the difference in the world. But you see the 540 line is pretty far to the north here. So anyway, cold air pushes through with this, right? Then you have a brief respite from it. You have vorticity here, some more vorticity here and here as well, and up here, and some enhancement further to the south here as well. And this moves through, and it's very progressive, right? So, but with this, you see, you got the energy here, some more energy up here, just energy all over the place, right? It just really doesn't consolidate. Um, and I show this just for an understanding about why we're not seeing higher chance for southern snow here. But the Appalachians, northwest flow over the lakes is going to continue with this. Get towards the end of the period here. More zonal flow setting up. And then the bottom drops out. See the enhancement here towards that period where we got the overrunning event, right? Really zonal flow towards the end of the month. As far as the European modeled snowfall totals, move through time, you see where the highest totals are, Appalachians. And then as we get towards the end of the period, this is where we show that overrunning event with the potential for heavy snow in these areas here. So it still depends on where this sets up and if it does, but this is what's showing up on this run for now. So yeah, it looks like the GFS model for the 6Z is still running here. I'm getting this started pretty early this morning, so we'll go through this starting out about Wednesday. You see the same thing here, warm air to the south, preventing any really snow from falling here, but the GFS really wants to get this moisture going further to the south. Excuse me. Sorry for coughing, guys. And the snowfall in the same general area of the European model, right? That moves through, the cold air pushes further south. we get more of a zonal flow again, and we get this northwest flow, moisture streaming off the lakes. So if we go back one run, let's see where this goes from here, see how it compares to the European model. Got another storm here potentially, right, moving through the northeast, but really Maine and those areas are the ones that are going to be getting in on it, at least right now. And generally the GFS agrees with the Euro, but it's a little bit different on placement of where all this flow is, right? So you get towards the end of the period though, it generally agrees on the same thing the Euro does with this um, icing and snow here. So we're really gonna have to keep an eye on this. But the trends are looking pretty grim here for this potential icing in the coming days. So this is the GFS modeled 500 millibore vorticity. I'll slow this down a little bit. You can see what happens here. All right, at the beginning of this run, and this is a previous run here. You have vorticity up to the north here, another vort max further to the south, and one even further to the south here. They don't really meet up, right? But so we have different areas of energy here. But because they're not phasing, you're not going to get a really concentrated area of low pressure, maybe multiple weak lows moving along this. All right. So further out here, you get this ridge building a little bit to the east, and then this trough digs, right? But it's still positively tilted at this point. And when you have a positive tilt, that the low pressure, it's just not as favorable for it would have to be more a tilt further to start doing this further to the west to really get for the south, especially to get a heavy snow event, right? And it looks like a couple different vort maxes moving through the flow here. The parent, as you would say, parent low up here. This moves through. Then they transition to a more zonal flow, even though there's still some northwest component here. With this low getting stretched, this mid-level feature getting stretched out, right? And you have some energy in the south, you have energy in the north here, just really spread out energy. And on the west coast, this is where you start seeing some enhancement as well. Different southern stream energy, just energy all over the place, guys. So we get towards 28 January. You see where the boundary is here, right? And this is what we're talking about with the potential for icing here, wherever this boundary is. All right, so we'll have to keep an eye on this. So as far as snowfall totals, at least modeled by the GFS, right? We move this through. Snowfall totals are the most in the Northeast and the Great Lakes here, right? Go through the end of the period. Doesn't have much of indication of snowfall further to the south at all. Maybe some further to the west here. Let's see what the highest totals are with this model run. All right. So, when you get further than maybe next Monday or Tuesday, it becomes a lot more uncertain. But this is the latest trends, and everybody wants to see this map, so I'm putting it up here. I hope y'all get something out of this. Appreciate it. Closing, I'd like to say that winter weather is notoriously hard to predict, right? So there's still a lot of uncertainty further out about these features, right? And until we have some more consensus, you know, in the short term, I think we know what's going to happen. We get this potential light snow some snow in the Appalachians into the parts of the northeast quarter. And cold air is pretty certain. Cold air is going to inundate the continental U.S. east of the Rockies in the coming days. And we'll go over the temperatures and stuff more tomorrow before the next push of cold air. But anyway, hope you have a good day and God bless.